Let's be honest here. We both, most of the time at least, know exactly what we want to be doing and not doing. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. That we both have that shallow voice always whispering us and telling us what we want and don't want to be doing. You know what I'm talking about? And why is it then that still very often we end up not acting like we know we want to act? And I've seen personally that the problem is not that we do not know what to do. The problem is that we most of the times care too much about what other people think of us. So why do we first of all care about what other people think of us? How can we stop caring about what other people think of us? And first of all, why should we even stop caring about what other people think of us? Now, all of that will be clear to you at the end of this video. So let's start with the first question. Why should we stop caring about what other people think of us? And I think that the answer to that question is quite simple, and you probably already know the answer. Like, you know how it feels like when you know that you want to do something or you know that you do not want to do something, but end up doing the opposite because you care too much about what other people think of you. How do you feel, bro, when you do that? And I could literally tell you about so many examples on my personal life where I did exactly that. Like, for example, I wanted to approach a girl, but I didn't do that. I knew that I wanted to do something or work on something important, but because someone asked me something and I didn't want to upset that person, I did the opposite. And what are other examples in my life? Yeah, I wanted to try something out, but because maybe people will think that it's stupid or things like that. No, not don't do it. And I wanted to talk with another person and tell that person what I thought, but I don't want to upset that person. Blah blah blah. All those things. And how do we feel when that happens? How do you feel, bro? When you do not act like you know you want to act. Personally, I feel like shit, bro. I feel like in pain. I always regret not acting like I know I want to act. And I've actually realized quite some time ago that I wanted to stop caring about what other people thought of me, and I wanted to start acting more like I felt was right, to listen more to that shallow voice that always tells me what I want to do. And so I asked myself, why do I care so much about what other people think of me? And I realized that all the reasons that I could come up with and that I thought of all basically came from the same main reason. And that was that I literally didn't accept myself enough. I didn't accept myself, and therefore I was influenceable and was there fearing what other people thought of me, thinking about what is right, what is wrong, and all those things. But there is a but. With time, I had to realize a few things, and realizing those key things helped me to accept myself more and therefore care less about what other people think of me. And let me tell you that the result is quite amazing. It's a feeling of peace, of knowing that I did the right thing. And so what are the things that I realized that helped me actually to stop caring about what other people thought of me? There were actually a few things. The first thing that I had to realize was that most people don't even care about what I do. We all think that most people are concerned with us. They think, I have a little thing on my shirt, and so everyone will laugh at me. But like, what the fuck, bro? The thing that I had to realize was that most people were just as concerned about themselves as I was. And so we all go around thinking that everyone is thinking about us because we are thinking about us, when instead everyone is just thinking that everyone is thinking about them. So that really changed a lot my perspective, and that loosened the grip of my mind telling me everyone is thinking about me when instead no one is thinking about us. Then another thing that I had to realize was that most people just forget what we do. Now we all think that everyone will remember about that stupid thing if we do it. But is that really so? Do you remember about all the stupid things that everyone around you did? Probably not, right? Most people forget within 10 seconds, others within 1 hour, others within 1 day, and worst case scenario, people will forget the day they die. That's literally the worst case scenario. But let me ask you something, and this was a thing that I had to realize too. Do I want to regret my whole life the things that I didn't do and not acting like I knew was right? Having that constant feeling of not being authentic just because of other people might think bad of me and just because of what other people might say of me. Personally, I've seen that when other people were judging me and I was there doing things that felt authentic to me, I still felt well. Now, that was another thing that really helped me out. And here I want to ask you something else. Maybe you, just like me, are very concerned with doing what is right and not what is wrong, and doing what is good and not what is bad. But can we actually know what is good and what is right? Firstly, I had to realize that I cannot know what is good and what is right because no one can, bro. No one can, very simply because good, bad, right, wrong, that doesn't exist, bro. That doesn't exist. We like create that in our mind, and that simply doesn't exist. But now that might sound a little bit strange for you. So how can we know that that doesn't exist? Let me ask you something. Now, first think about the thing that you are 100% sure to be good and right. Okay, have it. Now, ask yourself, can it be possible that there is no one on this earth thinking the exact opposite and being totally like firm in their opinion? Now, how do you explain that? How do you explain that that person thinks the exact opposite of you and is totally convinced of their point of view? How is that possible? Are you wrong? Is he wrong? Who's wrong? Everyone and no one, because right and wrong doesn't exist. We create this in our minds, and as soon as I realized that the only thing I know is that I know nothing, like Socrates said, that really, really took a big weight off my shoulders, because I could relax knowing that at the end of the day, no one can know what is good, no one can know what is bad. Everything we can know is what feels good for us. So why not just doing that? Why not just doing that? Because at the end of the day, and here is another thing I had to realize, no one has the right to judge you, bro. Just like you don't have the right to judge anyone. We all came here in this game called life, and everyone is living this life for the first time, or at least maybe that's not the case. Maybe someone is already reincarnated, but we will not get into that. Let's say that everyone is living this life for the first time. Who are we to judge someone else? Who are others to judge us? Makes no sense, right? Because there is not even a good and bad, right and wrong. So why judging in the first place? And why not instead being your true self? Now, I hope that I convinced you to try at least to accept yourself, very simply because I cannot do that for you. If I would already have accepted yourself for yourself, but I cannot do that. You have to do that for yourself. Now, here are the steps that I follow every single time that I have to make a choice, and that help me out a lot to reduce the amount of importance that I give to what other people think of me, and therefore make better choices. The first thing I do is just stop and observe my inner state, listen to that inner voice that I know we both know what I'm talking about, and just listen to what it tells me. Now, as soon as I heard it and I know what I want to be doing, I remember three simple things. First of all, other people don't care, other people don't remember, and even if I'm not responsible for other people's feelings. Second thing, and actually I'm only responsible for what I do, think, say, and feel. Second thing, there is no good, right, wrong, bad. That doesn't exist. Third of all, why doing something that I know I will regret if there is no good and bad, right or wrong? Makes no sense, right? So the fourth step is very simply, actually that's the third step, is very simply to just do what I feel is right by giving myself the permission to be myself. And personally, I don't know about you, but stop caring about what other people think. First of all, made me feel more like myself, more authentic, and therefore make me feel at peace with myself, because how can we not be at peace with ourselves when we are being ourselves and we accept ourselves? Makes no sense, right? So I really hope that this video helped you out on your way towards becoming more like your true self, and stop caring about what other people think. I hope that this really helped you out, because it has really been a game changer for me. I wish you all the best, bro, and see you in the next video.